Comments should not make reference to any employee or representative from the district by name. If interested, there is a complaint process available through the Office of the Superintendent. Please note that because of the public governance process, the board may ask clarifying questions regarding topics not on the meeting's agenda, but will likely defer discussion to a future meeting if warranted, in order for staff to prepare any necessary background information for board members to review and for the discussion item to be included on a published agenda for the benefit of any other interested parties. Alternatively, a district employee or board member may respond to individuals offering public comment at a later date. When addressing the board, please state your name clearly for our records. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. There is a timer conveniently located behind you that will sound when your time has expired. And we'll start with association leaders. Are there?
Hi, I'm Jeannie Schwenk. I'm an interpreter, sign language interpreter at Woodinville High School. I am the North Shore Educational Support Professional Association's president. I thank Doug Hale and Jay Inslee for the wonderful words that they said regarding Classified School Employees Week. As you know, NSPA employees are a large part of this group. They are a dedicated, skilled, hardworking group of the North Shore School District. I paraphrase Ronald Reagan when in 1969 he declared the first Classified School Employee Week, saying, "The classified employees are proud of their status and the integral part they play in the total field of education." I say there is no class without the classified. I heard from one of our neighbors in the community, and she told me her family has a child in a special education classroom, and the paraeducator working with him is amazing. It can't get any better than that. We ask you to consider work as a paraeducator is career work, and many have worked in the North Shore School District for 15, 16, 20, and 25 years and more. The North Shore School District employs the best paraeducators, and they need to be valued. As Barack Obama said in Selma this week, we expect equal opportunity. We need to make sure that every child gets a suitable education to this new century, that every person willing to work has the dignity of a job and a fair wage. As you also know, NSPA is the second largest group of North Shore employees after the certificated teachers. There are 470 NSPA members. The vast majority are paraeducators, special ed, LAP, title, ELL, and school technology specialists. School assistants who provide student supervision and general education classroom support are the next largest job group, followed by registered nurses. There are also a small number of other educator job titles like interpreter. We begin negotiating a new agreement with all of you following the spring break. After the meeting tonight, you'll meet in executive session to discuss your bargaining parameters. Your role as employer for the North Shore's employees is one of your most important, and we are glad that you are beginning your discussion of this tonight. We want to tell you about 4 things. 1, our preferred timing for resolution of these negotiations. 2, the district's 20-hour lid on almost half of the NSPA staff. 3, the district's low and inequitable rate of pay of NSPA staff. And 4, a suggestion for future communication. And you'll be hearing more about this information from Craig Peck, our WEA staff person and chief negotiator. So thank you very much. We appreciate your time and your work that you do.
I had a question. I missed. When you said there were 4 things, I got timing, lid of 20 hours, low inequitable pay, and what was the 4th one? Did I miss one?
A suggestion for future communication.
Thank you. Are you the reason I got a hug when I came in tonight?
I'm sorry, I did miss that, but
You must be my twin?
No, it was somebody else.
Oh, it's someone else. Okay. I thought she looked a lot like me. I thought, oh, that's her. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any other associations? I see Sherry.
Hi. I'm Sherry Rudolph, co-president of North Shore Council PTSA. There might not have been any retired teachers to stand, but actually I thought my parents are both teachers, so I was like, there's probably many of us that are products of teachers. Next Monday, March 16th, is our next council general meeting, and Rosemary McAuliffe will be there to give a mid-session update. And as well, I believe Region 6 Ledge Chair Heidi Bennett will come and share some exciting things. Our Ledge Chair, Karen McKenzie, they've been very busy with Sherry Krennic. I think Sandy was there last week, and through the whole process, they've been advocating for kids week after week. So also the next day, March 17th, we have $4,000 scholarships that we give to high school seniors. SAS, North Shore Networks combined, and then the 3 other high schools. So that deadline, I might have to touch base with Leanna. High school students tend to be last minute. I don't know how that happens, but so yeah, we just like to always get that ball rolling just this week, because there's a few letters of recommendation that need to be included with that. So sometimes that's shocking when they open the papers. So I'm just trying to get the word out for that. We love awarding those scholarships, and Larry's always there to give those to the kids, and it's very exciting. So we also actually have taken steps for the 5th one that we will be needing. So all of that is financially in place. Nancy, our treasurer, is here, and she's begun that process. So we're excited to get 5 away soon. We have been working. I just met with the foundation, with board member Katz, board member Hayes, and we're excited to start some things going with the kindergarten center. That'll hopefully really help that get a sense of community, get a sense of, touching base with the homeschool that they're supposed to be, homeschool, whatever, the school that their feeder is supposed to go to. So we will be in communication about what that's going to look like. And also, we are, I can't find it right there, so we're just so glad that you do the work you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. Any other associations? Nope, seeing none, we'll move on to citizen comments, and we'll start with Kathy Wheaton.
Thanks, I'm Kathy Wheaton. It's so good to see many of you again. I have 2 children who have now grown. They're in the high school next year together, and we're very glad that we're going to have a later start time. However, both my kids and I urge you to delay the implementation of this. Know that postponing the implementation of a later start time does not lessen the value of your decision. It does simply reflect your awareness of the importance of balancing competing needs for limited resources. Postponing the later start does give many programs the chance to analyze risks, avoid problems, and finalize workable solutions. In particular, postponing until 2017 gives your before-school elementary music program directors and transportation department adequate time to make this work. Over the years, members of the school board, many of you here, have done your best to maintain the music programs, even during years of budget cuts. Those were maintained. There was a way that was found. Some of those arguments then still apply today. It enriches the kids' lives during and after school, after they graduate school. Many children don't have access to music instruction, band, or orchestra outside the school system. Many parents can't afford to give their children private lessons, either because of money or time constraints. They may not have the transportation, and this is a fabulous opportunity to get kids involved. And since we all like scientific studies, there are numerous studies confirming a strong correlation between music instruction and success in mathematics. And I know that strong math skills are high on your list of important results expected from an education in North Shore. Both of my kids are products of your before-school music program. My daughter started orchestra in 4th grade. My son started trumpet in 5th grade. And neither one of them will give up their music, however frustrating it is to their mother, because they have all these other classes they're trying to take, so they take summer school and other things, because they love the music program. Well done, board. It's a great program. They also rode the district bus to the school, the junior high, and then back to the elementary school. Transportation becomes an issue if those buses are not available for many people. I can also tell you they love those programs, and the enthusiasm carries over into enjoying school in general. Discussing this issue with them, they would be here telling you how important it is, and when they discovered that there might not be school or the before-school program for elementary school kids for the next couple of years, they were distraught and said, "We'll get up early. Please let us get up early. Do not get rid of this music program or impact it. It is that important." And they would be here except they're at track practice. Would I like later start times? You bet, because I can sleep in. But the minor inconvenience of another 2 years, that's my gun.
It is. If there's more to your comments, if you're finishing a sentence, please finish it. Otherwise, please give us the paper and Cindy will copy it for us all during our briefing. Thank you so
All
much.
right, thanks.
Kathy, I had a question. Are you under the impression that later start times are going to impact the before-school music program?
I think it's going to impact almost every program because the decision was made recently, which is a great decision. I applaud that. But I think you guys, as a board, you weighed the value of that decision for years. You had many people coming before you. And I truly think that all of your programs and departments need just as much time to give you their best decision as to how to implement that.
So the board has been really supportive of music, and I'm just
I know.
wondering why you think it's going to impact before-school music programs.
Because of the busing situation. My understanding is that both the music departments and the transportation department need more time to weigh this. They had thought that along with other programs they would have a couple more years when so many other changes are happening in the district. And then trying to put this through now may not give the best decisions, weighing all the variables.
Okay.
And they want to make the best decision for all the kids.
Right, my understanding is that it won't be impacted, so. But
But it's just a
thanks.
busing thing.
Yeah.
It is a busing, yeah.
Okay, so I think there have been many letters to the school board about music, and the discussion on the board dais has reflected really strong support for music. There are a couple of things on the agenda on the later start time decision for 2015 that would impact it, so I think that's the reality that people are working with. So thank you for the questions, and thank you for coming to
Thank you.
talk to us, Kathy. Big Beck?
Thank you. I'm Craig Peck, staff person for NSPA and for NSCA. I live in Linville. So 4 issues. The first is timing of resolution of the negotiations. Our preference would be after the conclusion of the state budget. We know that there's going to be significantly more state funding next year, but no one knows how much. Thus, we hope that your conversation tonight is simply the beginning of your internal discussions and not the end. More information is essential for making responsible decisions. Second issue, North Shore's part-time 20-hour lid. The part-time status of almost half of NSPA members hurts staff, students, and schools. This compensation model may have made sense in the past when one person, perhaps a spouse, could support a family, but those days are long gone. Nearly all LAP, title, and ELL paraeducators, school tech specialists, and school assistants are kept at 20 hours or less per week, and a substantial number of special ed paraeducators are also kept at that level. Over half of those with these short hours want to work full-time, which is 6.5 hours. An appropriate level of 20-hour or fewer hours employment for today's NSPA workforce would be far, far less, not almost 50%, and it could be phased in. The reason that almost half are kept at this 20-hour lid, we are told, is that the district wishes to save money on medical benefits. It does save money, but those are ill-gotten gains. To be clear, we're not asking for any medical benefits for employees who work 20 or fewer hours. We're asking that you generally offer additional hours to existing part-time employees before hiring more part-time employees. The current model doesn't work for the employees, for students, teachers, or for schools. Ask teachers, ask principals, shadow a 20-hour paraeducator. These short hours are generally a scheduling nightmare, as students are at school for about 6.5 hours a day, not 4. Students are shortchanged without service for over a third of the day. Sometimes principals ask employees to work 5 hours a day, 4 days a week, but then students don't get any service 1 day a week. And these are our neediest students. This doesn't create more flexibility. It generally impedes flexibility by limiting the staff available for deployment. No other North Shore group is assigned to this role as money savers for the district, and it's completely inequitable. And why is it that every other district in the state combines various funding sources to create more full-time positions, except for North Shore? Third issue, pay. Again, the district's compensation model is based on a past when this compensation wasn't an essential part of a family's income. Those days are over. NSPA staff are paid $5 to $6 per hour below comparable market rate compensation. That's not an opinion, that's data from the 2012 report of the Compensation Technical Work Group, adjusted for inflation. I'll be giving you that data shortly. We'll also be providing you with a letter from Sean Lewis, the OSPI financial officer, supporting why the Compensation Technical Work Group is the best data available for market comparable method compensation.
And if you have more to your comments, please give them to Cindy. Thank you. Amy Newbert.
I just tripped over my purse. Do you guys have my good side? I'm like, I've never done this before. I think I need to pull this down. Step stool, anyone? Okay. I want to thank you all for listening to what I have to say, and I want to thank you all for being here. Like I said, I've never done this before, but I'm excited to do this. I love my job. I'm good at it, and did I tell you I love my job? I go to work every day, and I love what I do. I am a Learning Center paraeducator at Woodinville High School, and we have approximately 100 students with IEPs, that's an individualized education plan, in our Learning Center alone, and I'm not speaking of the FSA program. These are students with learning disabilities, and I don't want to list names and put somebody in a pigeonhole them, but things such as Asperger's, autism, ADHD, dyslexia, organization skills, depression, we have anxiety disorders, all kinds of things, and my day is different every day, and that's part of the reason I love it so much. Did I tell you that I love my job? Anyway, I work with the kids in the Learning Center classrooms, as well as in the general ed classrooms. This year alone, I'm in Algebra 2 with sophomores, juniors, and seniors. The seniors don't like that class, they don't want to be in there. But anyway, I'm in that class, and I work directly with a general ed teacher. We have 9 students with IEPs in there. But that's not to mention kids who maybe are undiagnosed or need extra help. The entire class needs help. I also work in a 2 periods worth of Learning Center academic lab, where I am basically the teacher in that class. Today I worked with 3 small groups on teaching the logarithms and exponential growth and decay. They're preparing for a big test tomorrow, and it was anything from functions to you name it. We were doing everything, and I had them on the whiteboard, and we were working really hard, and they loved it. They said, "Thank you very much. It felt great." Here's the funny thing. I work from 7:20 until 11:20. That's a funny time for my bell to ring. The class gets out at 11:26. I don't leave at 11:20. I don't leave before the bell. That would be idiotic. My legs are shaking. I'm just telling you the truth. I leave unfinished business at work every day. These kids will stop me in the hall and they'll say, "I need your help in 6th period. Can you help me do my blog for tomorrow's presentation?" Or, "I want to show you the essay that I wrote. I need some help in editing it. Can you help me?" I've actually had kids email me their essays at my work email, and I'll look at them because I love it so much. One thing about these kids is that their disabilities don't shut off at 11:20. They're there 24 hours, and when I leave, I feel like I have unfinished business. I want what they want. I want what the students want. They want me there more. They want the paraeducators there all day, not to enable them, but to support them because we really enjoy it. I want what the teachers want. They want me there all day too. I've talked to them and they know the reasoning behind that. It's important. And I also want what the parents want. Any parent with a child with a special need would want me there all day long. 8 years ago, my husband lost his job right after I got hired here. Dang it. Sorry. Okay, what was I going to say? I know. Anyway, can I just say one little thing? One more thing. With AP requirements getting higher at our high school, we're going to be a 4-year high school. And with the fact that the graduation requirements have increased, we need more help, not less. And I think I need your help for support, and I appreciate anybody in this room, if this ever comes down to you with legislation and voting and how the money's going to be spent. That would be really great. Thank you very much. And I love my job. I really do. Come watch me sometime. I actually emailed somebody just last week asking them to shout at me, so I'm hoping to get a reply.
I have a question.
Yeah. I lost my card.
Are you the only learning center person at Woodinville High School?
No, that's a great question. We have 4. 2 of us work 7:20 to 11:20, and the other 2 work 9 until 1:55. We have a 15-minute break. It's called options, but we're working during that time. There's no break. We can't leave and go sit down and have a cup. We just don't do that. We don't get lunches. It's a 4-hour shift. I just feel like there's work left to be done.
So all the people,
We're all
all 4 of you are 4 hours?
Yes. The Contained Learning Center people are the FSA, we call it now. Those are full-time folks. We also have students, actually this is a good point too. We have 2 students that I know of who have one-on-one paraeducators, but they're from outside the district. One of those students is in a class with me. We have 5 adults in that class. The teacher, myself, we have that paraeducator with one student who has behavioral and boundary issues. And then we have 2 other adults that were recently hired to work with a student that's nonverbal in a wheelchair. We have 5 adults in that classroom. And I'm the paraeducator for the entire class. The gentleman that works with the student with the behavioral issues, he's great. But his job isn't, he doesn't know all the details like I would know, for the academic portion of it, but he's there specifically to work with somebody with behavior. He has to go to the restroom with him. He has to sit right next to him to make sure he doesn't do anything inappropriate. It's very interesting, but again, I know of 2, there may be more, that are from outside the district. And I'm not real comfortable with that, but that's not really why I was here. But there are opportunities for us possibly to get more hours. I would like to work one-on-one with students. I've done that before in the afternoon. I've been the ELL tutor, but that was eliminated. And I'm the one that they call when they need a proctor for the ELL students. I'm the one they call when they need to accommodate a test for the ELL students. So I feel pretty talented in my position. I just have so much more to give. That's just, I'm sorry I went long.
Thank you.
But if you know me, that's kind of how I am. Okay. Right, why are you laughing? Where's my card? How did I do? Is that okay? Okay, thank you.
You were awesome. Susmita Sharma?
Thank you for listening. I'm here just to set you why I'm here on behalf of the Elementary Music Program, and I'm glad to hear what Dr. Craig said, that there's no risk to it. But I have 2 children, one in elementary school and one in junior high. And my younger one has spent a year with Mrs. Kramer in the elementary orchestra. He actually performed a solo for UN in fall. And I can tell you, he takes private lessons, but he has blossomed. So I am very thankful that this program exists, and I consider myself very fortunate. I grew up in India, and we did not have programs like this, so I consider myself really fortunate that we have this. I also supported the late high school start, even though my kids aren't in high school. I'm a scientist by training, and I truly believe that data is correct. And so at the risk of knowing that there might be a risk to my younger son's elementary program, I still voted for it because I think that's the right thing to do, because academics are important. But I realized that we're trying to move up the resolution 714 for 2015, which I'm also in support of, because I think children should get that benefit early and not wait for 2 more years. But given the 5 different options, I'm a little concerned about the one that would really directly impact and put the elementary music program at risk. So my request to you is to, if we are going to move this decision up quickly before a task force can really analyze it, to at least do something less damaging and not make a rash decision to eliminate a program that we all love and that our kids benefit from. So that's my request is, option number 3 screams out to me as high risk, because I cannot see how it's ever going to work. So my request is please do a incremental implementation that would not put the music program at risk, because it's really dear to us. So that's all I have. Thank you.
And Mrs. Miller, what do you
Is
think?
that the flipping the junior high and high school start times? Is that the one that you're referring to?
Yeah, I just can't see how, if we flip it, how the elementary school students will get transported to the program and back to their elementary school in time. Maybe there's a magical way, I just don't see it.
Magic can happen.
Yes. If you
You
can
know,
make magic
I'm
happen,
kind
great.
of wondering, did you see that we were doing away with the music program anywhere?
I did not.
Okay.
And honestly,
I'm trying to figure it
I'm
out.
here, I understand your question because a lot of people have told me that there's no risk to the program. But I think everybody wants there to be no risk to the program, and you all support it. But sometimes the harsh reality is we have to make choices. And so I just want to make sure you consider that this would be a very difficult choice, and I do not support it, and I'm sure you don't either. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Meeting. Ken Smith?
While she's handing those out, I just want to say I'm the son of a retired teacher and the son-in-law of a retired superintendent. So, A for retired teachers and superintendents. Good evening. Thank you for your time and for considering these comments. I am Dr. Ken Smith, a full-time accounting professor who specializes in government accounting, auditing, and accountability, and the spokesperson for the North Shore Citizens for Transparency, or NCT. NCT is a group of concerned citizens formed in 2013, and we are interested in how information is provided to the NSD Board and to the NSD community. We promote information that is accurate, complete, and timely, ACT, so that information helps us all to act responsibly. We make YouTube videos of the school board meetings to enhance transparency, and I'm pleased to see the school board is now starting to make videos. Tonight's agenda includes 2 items of interest to NCT. Item number 15 is on the 2017 Late Start Task Force, and it has the potential to be a transparent and effective approach to deal with the large changes that might be needed in 2017. Based on what we've observed in the community and at board meetings, we believe making a small amendment by adding a parent from the music program to the task force would enhance involvement and transparency. In terms of item 16, which is just the small changes that are being considered for 2015, and we would like to reiterate that option 3 is the only one that we see that has any impact on music, that there are 3 comments on finances: cost, revenue, and cash. In terms of cost, according to our analysis on the back page, every option on the list from NSD costs less than $1 million of new expenditure. Most of them cost less than $250,000. In terms of revenue, according to the board's legally approved budget, which is copied and inserted in the back, NSD has considerable new revenue these past 2 years of over $25 million new dollars just in the last 2 years. In terms of cash, and I know the board knows this, maybe not everyone in the audience, according to the board's legally approved budget, NSD has considerable cash of about $4 million in the bank that can only be spent on buying buses. It's kind of like a gift card from the state to buy buses. You have them and you can buy buses. Lastly, we believe the board should consider adding transit and program options for special education students in 2015, some form of pilot program perhaps, and do so in a transparent fashion. Best wishes for your meeting tonight. I have to leave to go teach my classes in government accounting and in auditing, and gladly I'll be able to watch the video of the meeting later and see your deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Ming Lin? Ming Lin? No? Annette Wheeler?
Hi, I'm Annette Whelan, parent advocate for a later start time, just in case you don't know. I would just like to thank members of the board, Superintendent Francois, and all the school district personnel for the many hours of hard work that you've put into this important issue of changing to a later start time to benefit the students of this school district. We all want our children to succeed and optimise the learning that they receive. A later start time for high school is the right decision, and it is supported by the community at large and teaching staff. I hope today that a decision will be made on what interim steps can be implemented to change start times within the high school for the 2015-16 and 2016-17 school year. But thank you very much indeed for all the hard work that you've done. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Annette. Linda Frisch?
Hello. Change is difficult. On Friday afternoon, and again on Monday morning, I had a spare bus because mine was in for routine maintenance. The question from kindergartners to high school students was, why do we have this bus? Where is our bus? Do we have to have this icky bus the rest of the year? When do we get our bus back? The slightest movement away from the usual or normal has ramifications to our students and causes concern. I mention this because as well-intended as your intentions for high school bell time may be, it does not come without difficulties, concerns, and questions for our district employees as well as our district families. I do not have a feeling for or against the change in bell times. My concern has been to be responsible, be fair to all students, families, and programs and employees of the district. Are there things that we still don't know or concerns that we may have about the repercussions of a later bell time? Do you feel like you have all the answers to questions that people may have? Or is your reply or answer to these questions because the American Pediatric Association says it's best? I've been here many times, and every time I hear that, I want to go, but they're not the boss of me, and they're not the boss of this district either. It's a recommendation, and I understand that. But we have lots of parameters within our district and our families, and it's just not the answer. Anyway, I digress. Or is your answer, is your best answer, just let me tell us, the best answer rather than taking the time to see what the questions and the answers may look like, just saying, because I said so, without taking the time to address the concerns of the community with the same vetting and open conversations that you've had with the boundary changes. Change is not scary if we know what it looks like. Will it hurt if we take more time to consider the changes and give to the bell times and give the opportunity to our district families and employees to see what the changes may look like? I think it will hurt our district more if we do not take this time.
Thank you. Nancy Chamberlain.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Nancy Chamberlain, and I'm here to talk about bell times. But for a change, not as a parent. As you know, I have 2 kids in the district, and I'm often in front of you asking for something. But today I wanted to give voice to 25 students at Woodinville High. And I believe their opinions reflect a broader spectrum of students as well. It's my honor to be able to teach this year at Woodinville, 1 class, all seniors, 6th period, so last period of the day. And these are all really bright kids. They're all A/B students, they're ASB leaders, they're student athletes. Really cream of the crop at Woodinville, very fortunate. I greet them when they come in, and how are you? I'm tired. I need a nap. I'm exhausted. I mean, it's basically the same thing every day. And so we've had some conversations, because I know you all are having conversations, and they're seniors, so this doesn't affect them. But I asked them, about their experiences with these start times. And these kids tell me sometimes they fall asleep in the first period. For an A student to admit that is like, I'm horrified that I fell asleep in first period. Or sometimes I skip first period because I need to sleep. Or sometimes I just stay home because I need to sleep. I've asked them, I've taken surveys of my kids, do you think if school started later, it would improve your study habits? Everyone agreed to that. So keep that in mind as you vote later today. But I specifically asked them about your version 4, your high school regional plan, where kids would have flexibility to take classes 2nd through 7th period. And so I asked them, who would have taken advantage of that if they'd given that opportunity? And it was about 60% of the kids in the class said they would have if it worked, if the right classes were being offered. They would have loved that. And then I asked, well, what about the rest of you who said no? And it was about 2/3 of those who said no were in 0-period music, so they'd be there anyway. And then the rest were athletes or had jobs, and they feared that it might interfere with after-school activities. So I wanted to give them a voice so that you had an idea, would this high school regional plan, since it costs a little more money, have an impact? And I think if it impacts 60% of the kids, that would be a pretty big plus. So I just wanted you guys to know that. Good luck with your voting tonight.
Thank you, Nancy. Ted Christensen.
Thank you. Well, this is, I think, season 6 for me. The Woodinville Weekly contained an editorial regarding the high school start times. The authors claimed that the music program would not be impacted in a negative way because of a later high school start time. And I have to say that under the current structure, with what we have as resources in the district, I strongly disagree, as do my colleagues on the music staff. Right now, elementary band and orchestra meets before the regularly scheduled elementary start time. Right now, as I understand it, there would simply not be enough buses and drivers to maintain the type of structure that we're having right now. So it's kind of like this. If you cut the tree off at the roots, it will die. And quite frankly, beginning band and orchestra are the roots of the instrumental music program in North Shore. Many folks are saying that a later start time will not impact the music program, and yet nobody can define for me what the adjustment would look like if we move to a later start time. I'm getting, they'll adjust, and that isn't enough for me. I've taught in the district for 34 years because it is a great district. Our music faculty and myself, we are not opposed to starting high school later. We're opposed to trying to make a change so abruptly. Without careful planning and implementation, this change will be a disaster for the music program. And I seriously doubt the funds, resources, and FTE will be readily available to support this kind of change next year or the year after. Also, let me set the record straight that we've had 10 years to figure this out. For the music program, for me, it's been about 2 months. You know, the school board discusses lots of subjects and doesn't take immediate action. The structure of the beginning band and orchestra program is scheduled for revision by 2017. This was our target, to make a shift in the structure. We believe that we can make a successful switch with a year and finalize and gain approval from all the parties that give approval. I am suggesting that a committee be formed to consider the impact of such an abrupt shift in school times. Make sure community members, music teachers, parents, coaches, and administrators are truly conscious and aware of all of the ramifications. I asked my students, if high schools were to start later, would you stay up later? And the answer was yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Nancy Chandler Brown.
I'm just wondering why
I
you're
was
not asking.
typing his statement and he got all the way to the seat. But
No, I was just
he could
wondering.
call me.
Okay, I just
That
wondered
would
why
be
you didn't
cool.
ask him about
the impact
Yeah,
of music
well-
programs. The same question you asked the other two.
Right, and I would have loved to, but I was typing what he was saying, and he got all the way to his seat. Would you like to address that question? Why do you think that music, I think you said it in your statement, why you thought music was going to be impacted.
Right now, as I'm told, and what I understand is there are not enough buses and drivers to move the kids around like we've become accustomed to. That's it for right now. So to do this differently means more staff. It means pulling kids out of the elementary school day to give them this instruction. I think what we're doing right now is pretty lean and pretty mean, and I know that other districts have gone to our model. So yeah, I am concerned, scared. Thanks.
So right now, say that again, you've been told what?
I haven't been told anything. I've checked and found, according to the experts in the transportation department and through different people in the staff and everything, that there aren't enough buses or drivers to maintain what we're doing now. And now we're talking about of changing the high school and the middle school or junior high start times. I don't even know how that begins to look.
I think that one's off the table.
And I just am asking, Dawn, just time to figure it out, that's all. That's been my whole message since I've been coming to these board meetings.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then I have a question for Ryan, perhaps. Is there enough buses to handle what we're doing right now?
Ryan, I'm going to defer that part of the discussion until we have our discussion on the dais, and we'll just finish the community comments for the moment. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll make sure to ask that question in a little bit. Nancy.
Hello, I'm Nancy Chandler Brown. I've been up here a couple of times. Got a couple more things to say. First off, the North Shore School District community, that's everybody, should be very proud of the school board for utilizing the task force and the 3 years it put into the boundary changes and asking for widespread community input before making permanent decisions. Several years ago, I'm sure most people remember, the school board tried to do some consolidation of particularly elementary schools. It backfired.
Nancy, I'm so sorry. Can you pause for just one
Yes.
moment? So sorry, we skipped someone because she was out in the hall and I didn't want her to escape with the opportunity to give comments. So
Do you want me to start
proceed,
now?
please. No, please proceed. Thank you.
Did I use up all my 3 minutes?
No, we're going to start going.
I haven't checked that out, because last time I ran over and I'm trying to keep it short this time.
We're going to give us a, yeah, good.
Well, anyway, I do feel that you guys would be commended for the way that you've utilized the task force in doing the boundaries. Yes, there's some little glitches here and there, but it's not anything that can't get worked out. However, some years ago, I think most people remember that we had some school consolidations that backfired. And they backfired big time due to no community involvement or input from the people. It was a result of a backlash because of hasty and impetuous decisions. The result was the big black eye. It wasn't very fun for any of us. So, for the bell time changes, which scenario does the school board want to back? A decision
with all of the vested parties included and taxpayer transparency? Or do we want the alternative of a supposed quick fix? A task force will provide a chance for a broad-based community input and involvement. And believe it or not, that's the end. I'm giving you back the time I used up last time.
Thank you, Nancy. Ming Lin.
Hi, my name is Ming Lin. I'm the parent at the North Shore School District. I'm coming today for comment about the high school start early. So I just start like a tax law. And the school district got a lot of money, 41%, huge. And compare a lot of like a region, like a Basel school, like a Bellevue school district, because it doesn't have a name. So compare our school district, pretty rich. You see Basel area, like 80, usually always see the new house building and still back. So like high school staff, somebody think about like music, sensitivity impact. The key point is the money, cost. Then I think money may be not the key issue for the school district because pretty have a fund and also build a new high school. Even this is just like a school you build, they go in the local, not like a drive very long highway. You can purchase a second like a bus, mini bus. The key, because they vote, I remember a long time, before they start a long time, they delay 10 minutes. You know, if you are the parents, kids at high school, and a very challenging competition, then you will know kind of stuff. School, you look at 7:10, 7:20, not very early. But the kids need to wake up very, very early, then go to the bus station waiting. My kids mostly not eat the breakfast. It's not for healthy. I just urging, I just hope can really not like discuss talking, already like a vote, then start next step. Can possible like a transportation, make the detailed plan, 6 months. We only have a 3 high school, not huge. And this possible can closely implement the next step. Not, you know, every people have different positions they think about. But this already vote, then I just think can start next step, think how the balance not impact this building, not balance, just start to the detail. I'm just urging coming for this point.
Thank you. Debbie Monte?
Thank you for allowing me to speak to you today. I am Dr. Debbie Montag. I am speaking to you as a teacher. I am the most experienced full-time music teacher in the North Shore School District. I started teaching in 1974 at Arrowhead and Morelands, yeah, about 12. I left for a few years, and then I returned to North Shore because North Shore is the best school district in Washington State. I'm speaking to you as a parent. Both of my children attended our North Shore schools, kindergarten through 12th grade. And I'm speaking to you as a scholar, as I received my doctorate from Boston University in 2011. I'm not here to debate the pros and cons of changing the start times of our schools. I am here to remind you, as an elder in our district, that in North Shore, we take care of all of our children, their interests and their needs. And one way that we take care of our children is to not implement the new start times in fall of 2015. The North Shore way is to take time to do scholarly research, seek input from experts, and examine in depth the impact of start times on all of our valuable programs that we provide to our North Shore children, kindergarten through 12th grade. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. David May?
I'm David Bain. I live in Bothell, and I'm here to talk about the Education Community Communication and Outreach Network that was created by the Puget Sound Partnership. The partnership created these EcoNets to serve as a way to better engage the public in improving the health of Puget Sound. Members work individually and collaboratively to protect and enhance the health and vitality of the Puget Sound region. EcoNet listservs are a great way to share information with over 100 organizations in King County and over 50 in Snohomish County, as well as to find out about environmental outreach and educational activities in King County and to learn about training opportunities and grant opportunities. King County and Snohomish County EcoNets are rich sources of knowledge and experience. For its members, EcoNet serves as a place to connect and collaborate with colleagues. There are 12 EcoNets in the Puget Sound region. Each is a network of staff and volunteer leaders representing nonprofit organizations, community groups, businesses, and government agencies. Puget Sound Partnership, a state agency, funds a coordinator for each EcoNet. In King County, the current coordinator is Hannah Kett, who's with the Duwamish River Cleanup Coalition. And in Snohomish County, it's Chris Bertolato at WSU Extension. I think the EcoNet offers a good way for our members to provide services to the school district, both in the form of educating students and things that teachers may not have in-depth experience with, or if you just need more bodies so that you can do hands-on learning instead of having students read out of a book. Also, if you're trying to find transportation solutions, a lot of our members, like FutureWise and Feet First, are involved in improving the transportation system in the region. So if transportation is a hang-up in your New Start time, come to us for help. Also, we could use your help. A lot of us are involved in educating children, and we have kind of an informal background in that. And getting advice from formal educators would probably allow us to improve our programs. So what I'd like to ask is that the school district assign perhaps a few personnel so that you can monitor what the EcoNets are up to, and that, if you have needs that you think EcoNet might be able to help you solve, get in touch with us. So in addition to our listserv, we have quarterly meetings, and we usually meet during the day, so it's hard for teachers to get out and do that. But perhaps board members or curriculum staff or people like that that attend our meetings. Thank you.
Thank you, David. David, are you on the advisory board for the sustainability at Cascadia? Is that part of the work that you
No,
do?
I'm not. I work with some of their students, but not in that particular capacity.
Just wondered if there was a link there. Okay. Great, thank you. That does conclude the public comment section of the meeting. We recognize the awkwardness of this setting for providing your comments, but please be assured that we do listen to everything that you say, and we appreciate your participation.